about just a celebration of this journey and what you guys have done for me, your support, your love.
Yeah, Shelly-Ann.
Oh, and a real medal this.
What a kickstart ending.
As you guys know, China has a very special place in my heart. You know, that's where I won my first Olympic gold medal. So,
Red, red, and long jump in. I'm not team where the long jump in.
What does Shelly mean to Jamaica?
What do you mean? Same thing we mean. That's glory and greatness. Isn't it?
He has been God. Where the long jump in.
Then I've packed up a long time, but just keep going out winning more medals for the country and doing great stuff. Happy for that. And just big up Shelly.
In what might be the most emotional moment in Jamaican track and field history, the crowd at the national championships wasn't just there for another 100-meter final. They were witnessing the final curtain call of the greatest female sprinter the island has ever produced. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce stepped onto the track not just as a competitor, but as a legend preparing to bow out. There were no flashy theatrics, no farewell documentary rolling on the Jumbotron, just raw emotion and a tension in the air that you could feel in your chest. From the moment her name was announced, the crowd erupted, and yet somehow, it still felt like the entire stadium was holding its breath. This wasn't just another race, this was the end of an era. The lioness of sprinting, the pocket rocket, was about to make her final mark on the track she had ruled for nearly 2 decades. And as the national anthem played and tears welled up in fans' eyes, the weight of her legacy settled on the stadium like a silent thunderstorm. Nobody wanted this moment to come, but everyone knew history was unfolding in front of them. There was a time when people barely knew her name. Back in 2008, when Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce made the Jamaican Olympic team, the headlines weren't celebrating her. Most didn't even take her seriously. Shelly-Ann who, they mocked? She was quiet, petite, and barely out of her teens. The spotlight wasn't hers, yet. But when she exploded out of the blocks in Beijing, something shifted. She didn't just win, she obliterated expectations and became the first Caribbean woman to win Olympic gold in the 100 meters. In a single race, she silenced the doubters, stunned the world, and planted the flag of Jamaican sprint dominance even deeper into the global stage. That night in China was the beginning of a legacy so powerful, it would stretch across 4 Olympic Games, multiple World Championships, and a generation of rising stars trying and failing to dethrone her. What started as a whisper of potential turned into a roar of greatness, and Shelly-Ann proved that
Close to the bottom. Close to the bottom.
I'm here to see Shelly. I mean, what is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce? What does she mean for Jamaica?
That's just a big deal. I say as big as I am.
champions aren't born in headlines. They're made in the fire of disbelief. It's almost too perfect to believe. In an era where even the best falter under pressure, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce became a walking statistic of excellence. Across her entire career in World Championship 100-meter finals, she lost just once. Just once. Let that sink in. Against the best of the best. Names like Carmelita Jeter, Daphne Shippers, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and more. Shelly-Ann stood tall. The stats don't lie. 5 World Championship gold medals in the 100 meters alone, more than any female sprinter in history. And each victory came with the same ruthless consistency. Perfect starts, immaculate drive phases, and a final 30 meters that looked effortless. She wasn't a one-season wonder or a media darling riding hype. She was a machine, built on preparation, pain, and pride. Even at 35, while others were fading, she was still running sub 10.7 times and putting pressure on athletes a decade younger. In an unforgiving sport where careers can crash overnight, Shelly-Ann's dominance lasted over 15 years. and she made it look easy. You could feel the love before you heard it. As Shelly-Ann walked off the track for the last time, she wasn't just a retiring athlete, she was Jamaica's daughter, walking away from the home she built. The crowd wasn't cheering anymore, they were crying, and they weren't alone. Federation officials, former sprinters, kids with signs that read "Mommy Rocket Forever," they all stood in silent awe. Then came the tribute, a standing ovation that seemed to shake the stadium, followed by a surprise presentation from the president of the Jamaican Athletics Association, who gifted her a hand-painted portrait capturing her finest Olympic moment. Even the president's voice cracked as he called her a treasure to the nation. This wasn't just ceremony, it was a send-off fit for royalty. In a country where sprinting is religion, Shelly-Ann wasn't just a champion, she was a symbol of strength, of motherhood, of never giving up. And when she raised her hand one last time, waving goodbye through tears, the crowd chanted her name, not in farewell, but in gratitude. It might sound controversial, but let's say it plainly. This goodbye hit harder than Usain Bolt's. Why? Because Shelly-Ann didn't just dominate, she endured. Her career was never about flashy entrances, viral dances, or media headlines. It was about raw grit and heart. When Bolt retired, the world applauded, but when Shelly-Ann walked away, the world felt it. This was the woman who returned to sprinting after giving birth in 2017, when many said her career was over. She didn't just prove them wrong, she came back faster, winning the 2019 World Championship 100 meters as a mother, setting a new standard for what women, especially mothers, can do in elite sport. Every time she stepped on the track, she carried more than just lane assignments. She carried the expectations of a nation and the dreams of countless women watching her journey. She didn't do it for fame. She did it for her son, for Jamaica, for every girl told she couldn't. Her farewell wasn't flashy, it was human. And that's what made it unforgettable. No fireworks, no dramatic speech, just a soft wave and a silent tear. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce ended her championship career, not with a bang, but with a moment so powerful, it didn't need noise. As the crowd stood still, she walked calmly across the track, absorbing the love like sunlight. Cameras clicked, voices cracked, and somewhere in that silence, you realized this wasn't just a goodbye to a sprinter. It was the closing of a chapter in Jamaican history. She didn't need to say much. Her legacy had already spoken loud and clear. Resilience, power, motherhood, and grace. In a world obsessed with fleeting fame, Shelly-Ann gave us something rare. Consistency over chaos, inspiration over ego. And now, as the world prepares for a new generation of sprinting stars, we'll remember this day, the day a queen laid down her crown, not in defeat, but in fulfillment. Thank you, Shelly-Ann. You didn't just run, you redefined the race.